So this is special programming, and special programming is something you typically don't show the end user, but there's a few features I think if you're doing a startup and training you definitely need to know about. So to enter special programming, I'm going to press and hold menu. Remember, all of our menus are in main menu, and then I want to go to programming. Everything programming is under step 4. And then I have products, cook menu, special program. The code is simple, just the 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to talk about every step in special programming, but just the ones that are a little more important than the rest. So we're going to go through starting at SP1, temp units. This is where you could change from Fahrenheit to Celsius. SP2 is your language, English, French, German, Spanish, Portuguese, Russian, and back to English. SP3, this is kind of like a soft reboot of the controls. If you have funny things going on, we can initialize the system by holding this button over here. It's not going to wipe our menu items or anything that we programmed in. It's kind of like if you press and hold the reset button on your computer, like your power button on your computer. Okay, so let's go forward to SP5. You have your volume. We can adjust our volume. SP6 is the tone, especially if they have more than one fryer. Some people like to have one fryer sound different than the other. That way they know which fryer's done. You can see that. SP7 is liquid or solid shortening. Can change that. We're going to leave it on liquid for this fryer. And then SP8, this one's really important, is startup polish enabled. Normally, this is going to be by default yes. I just turned it off for starting up the fryer today so it would start up a little quicker, just for me. Don't do that in the field. We really want to stress that people do use the polish cycle in the morning. KFC specifically needs to use that, but if they just demand that it's taken off, we can disable it right here. Okay? So I'm going to move forward here to SP10. And SP10, just like we saw in our cook menus video, we have 4 products that we can assign to a cook menu. Well, this would let us change that to 6 items on a cook menu. And if we put 6 there, then the title disappears. So it gives you an option there. Just want to show you that. If I go to SP15, jump forward, this is our cool temperature. By default, our cool temperature is 250, but if we wanted to change it, I could just use the plus or minus buttons here. SP16, product programming step by T1, T2, T3. Now what this means, this is more of a KFC feature. KFCs traditionally have 5 steps in a lot of their cook cycles, and they like to enter their products, their cook cycles by entering all the times first. So time 1, time 2, time 3. Right now that's disabled on this fryer, but if we wanted to make our programming set up like that, we could enable it and then enter all your times, all your temps, all your pressures, etc. We're going to turn that off for this example. Moving on to 17, this is bulk dispose. Right now this fryer is not set up for bulk dispose. If it were, I would enable it. We'll leave that off. Step 18, of course, then is bulk supply. Bulk oil supply, I could just toggle that on or off over here. Then I'm going to jump forward to step 22. This is clean out type. Now there's 2 modes of clean out on this fryer. One is a heated clean out, which KFC does not use. Some stores tend not to use that for risk assessment. So in case we're using cold soak, I would just press the minus and it says cold soak. So right now when I run a clean out cycle, the fryer's not going to heat the water. I'll turn that back to heated for this example, go to the next step, and then we have clean out temp. If I did use a heated clean out, my temp by default should be 195. Definitely don't want our water to boil for a clean out. So leave the default on. And then the last step is clean out minutes. By default, we're starting at 15-minute clean out. Some people like to bump that up to 1 hour and let the water sit at 195 for an hour to give the fryer cleanser a little bit more time to activate. But we'll leave it at 15. And then if I press this again, I'm back to SP1. Now, as with any menu, sometimes things get added, things get deleted. So the numbers may change on here, but just look, you're going to find the step that you're looking for close to the number that it was. So in case you get a newer version of software and the numbers aren't like Pete told you, that's why. To exit out of programming, I press and hold menu, and I'm ready to cook again.